Hello everyone. As you can see, things are about to get magical. Welcome to Sourcery, the second of the Rincewind books, and the fifth of the Discworld books. It takes all of the lessons from the light fantastic, and brings them all together for a more specialized version of the same story. A lot of authors tend to do this, and granted Terry Pratchett does it with some of his later novels too, but this story might be the single best representation of Rincewind, because he actually cares about saving the world. Granted, he just happens to be one of the idiots who live in the galaxy, that's why he wants to save it. Thank you, Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's still a step up from just being scared all the time. Now he's just scared most of the time and really doesn't want to do it. The main plot of the book is that the eighth son of an eighth son has become a wizard, obviously, Ibsen Red is his name, but he broke with tradition and had 8 kids of his own, so the eighth son of an eighth son of an eighth son has become a magical source. A sorcerer. With the power of the gods at his hand, he is reshaping magic. However, he is reshaping it in his father's image, because his father, right before dying, trapped himself in his own son's wizard staff. Smart. He's also a tyrant, who's killing arch-chancellors, taking over the wizarding world, and giving people a ton of magic to make wizards just utterly dominant. It's like if you took a wizard from D&D and leveled them up even once. It's just a completely different power scale. Rincewind, as the weakest wizard of all time, also gets these powers, but it's kind of weird to give powers to a wizard with no spells, more or less. So, unsurprisingly, Rincewind decides that he can't handle this and he needs to run. The librarian agrees, and they both leave. However, they both agree that they need to get something done. The librarian must, well, he kind of forces Rincewind to do so. Cohen's daughter from The Light Fantastic, Konina, wants to open up a hair salon, and she has captured the Arch-Chancellor's hat in order to try and get a reward in order to become a hairdresser. That hat has a personality of its own, having learned from hundreds of years of Arch-Chancellors. The group then go, with the Arch-Chancellor's hat's advice, to the equivalent of the Arabian Nights land, and try and prevent the apocalypse, as wizarding gets way out of control, and all the wizards do what they do best, and they start meddling with the affairs of gods. So it's a fun time that's had by all, including Death. I think Death had some of his most fun, hanging out with like war and pestilence and the like, and the frost giants. Yeah, it's a grand old time had by all. Rincewind, deciding that he actually needs to help save the world, as I said before, this does some of the most heroic stuff in any of the stories that he's done so far. He really grew on me over this story. I don't think that there's another Rincewind story that happens to work like this. Like, the coward who doesn't want to do anything that raises to the level of hero has already been done in The Light Fantastic. It's already following the hero's journey. He doesn't deviate from that. But Rincewind takes such a command over it and makes such heroic and courageous decisions at the end of this book that he really grows on you. It still maintains the same Monty Python level comedy, the same Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy level writing, and the same wonderful heart and characterization. I would say that this might be one of the novels that really started Terry Pratchett on his golden path, hitting his prime. That everyone agrees happened by the time Small Gods or Guards hits. But this is where it's really starting to peek through for me. Anyways, so if you're interested in any of that humor, any of that great writing, any of that great characterization, I recommend Sourcery. You might also just like it for the character of the Arch-Chancellor's hat. I mean, I guess I wish he had his own personality instead of, taking over for someone else's. But, it's still such a commanding personality that you might really just... What was I just... Why do I have a mop? Why do I have a... Dance the magic, dance the magic, dance the magic, dance the magic. You put that spell on me. Come on, baby, set me free.